Hello and welcome to VoiceWhat presents the great business story transforming India in association with NDTV Profit. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. From academic publishing to global retail, the way content is created, structured and delivered is being quietly rewritten by technology. At the center of that shift is Lumina Datamatics, a company that works with the top publishers and some of the largest retailers on the planet. What began as a vision to bridge content and technology has today evolved into a global intelligent content powerhouse. And joining us today is Dr. Lalit Kanodia. He's the chairman and director of Lumina Datamatics, and he'll be taking us through the company's journey and its future prospects. Dr. Kanodia, thank you very much for speaking to us on NDTV Profit.
Thank you.
Right, so Lumina Datamatics has, of course, grown into a trusted global powerhouse in publishing and retail. Can you take us a bit back to what this journey has been like and how have you evolved as a company over the years?
Well, we discovered that in today's world, what is driving growth and profitability for that matter is technology and knowledge. Our tagline is, we manage knowledge. And our company is based around that particular sentence. It started with publishing because with the newspapers, magazines or books, they are spreading knowledge around the world. Then it spread to e-retail because when you buy a product in a shop, you can see the look and the feel and the touch. But when you're on the web, all you see is the photograph and some description. So it's again spreading knowledge. So our entire company is based on the use of knowledge and the spread of knowledge. And it will go forward in many other areas as we in the future. Because this is, I reiterate, the 10 largest companies in the world, whether it's Google, whether it's Microsoft, are all based on technology and knowledge. Gone are the days when the General Motors and the Fords and the General Electric rule the world. Now it's knowledge companies that rule the world.
Right, so you were mentioning that you work with some of the top e-commerce websites. So there obviously your approach has to be extremely customer-centric. So give us more details on how that works.
You're very right. We are after all catering to a customer's needs. Now we look at publishing. Who are the big customers? Wiley, Reed Elsevier, McGraw-Hill, to name a few. So we told them that we are specializing in the management of your content or the knowledge that you're spreading. And we can make it better and better and better. And that is our sales pitch. So when you go to them, we tell them that, and we use technology or IT to improve that. And now we are into artificial intelligence. How do you use artificial intelligence to improve the content of knowledge that we are going to spread worldwide? That's what we are doing.
All right, now you do have a large global footprint already, but have you thought about moving into other domains apart from publishing as well as retail that you already established a foothold in?
Well, the answer is yes, but it will be gradual. It will not jump into it overnight. For example, spreading of knowledge means education. So one of the fields we may get into is e-learning. So how do we teach people without presence of a person? So it's an infinite journey. It's a huge journey. It's a huge market. When you expound the word knowledge and technology, it's infinite. So I think this company has a great future going forward.
All right, now how does your company define its strategic role in shaping the future of intelligent content? Because a lot of it going forward is going to be extremely intelligent content that you put out. And also, how will that impact retail technologies?
So all of the words that you use have got to do with information. And if you want to use information with the speed of light, it's got to be electronic. It's got to be information technology. Now today, if you see ChatGPT, if you use it, it in an instant gives you so much information which you take years to compile otherwise. So the point is that we are now trying to find ways and means whereby we can use the power of the computer and the power of electronic storage to be able to access that and spread knowledge for the good of mankind. So that's our mission. And we are really at it, and we have done so well. This company is only about 10 years old. And we are one of the largest players in this field today. So I'm very proud of what we have done. And I'm sure going forward, there's infinite possibilities.
Right, just one question to just move that conversation forward. You spoke about AI in e-learning. Now that's something that's going to be fantastic because it will give you accurate content and it could be tailored to each student's needs. So how do you think that will shape the future?
Well, if you look at the crystal ball and you become a little philosophical, you'll find that last 200, 250 years has been devoted to the Industrial Revolution, which mechanized the muscular ability of humans, the way we did things. Now the machines, electronics for that matter, is encroaching on the human mind. So now we're trying to find how can we enhance or maybe even improve what the mind does. Where this will go, I don't know.
All right, thank you very much for joining us, Dr. Kanodia. And joining us right now is Samir Kanodia. He is the MD and CEO of Lumina Datamatics. Hi Samir, thank you very much for being with us today. So Samir, over the years you've built relationships with some of the largest publishers as well as the top e-commerce players across the world. Now, what have been the key turning points that have brought you this far?
Okay, thank you, Nupur. The Datamatics Group is a 50-year-old organization. Over the last 5 decades, we have evolved and catered to the demands of the customers and the industry at large. Today, Lumina Datamatics is the largest content service provider in India. We have more than 7,000 employees worldwide, and we cater to 8 of the 10 largest publishers and 3 of the 5 largest e-commerce players worldwide. When I reflect back, I think 3 distinct features that differentiate us from the competition. For one, I think we provide value to our customers at all times. So we are always constantly thinking ahead of the curve, looking ahead of the curve, and providing services to customers beyond their expectations. Second, we use technology tremendously. So technology is a huge differentiator for us. We provide efficiency and quality to our customers at all times. So some of the technology that we have are like, for example, Xedit Pro and content authorizing publishing system, which are both AI enabled. And the third factor, in my opinion, is skill and scale. We constantly provide training to our fellow employees. Okay, and when we do this across the board throughout the year, we obviously provide scale where all our 7,000 employees are trained and to provide better services to our customers.
So how is Lumina Datamatics actually leveraging current technologies to make sure that you're able to transform publishing as well as the retail content workflows of firms that you partner with?
So technology is the backbone for the workflows and the services we provide. So we provide technology to capture, to do tagging, content structuring, content enrichment, product discoverability, and quality checks. As you can see, technology is a backbone for all our services.
So with a workforce of about 7,000 professionals who are spread across various geographies, how do you collaborate and ensure there is consistency in quality?
Across the world, we have around 7,000 employees. Okay, we provide them with the same consistent messaging of customer first. So we ensure that all of them are provided with the necessary technical training to ensure that the customers get what they need at all times. Our 7,000 employees are spread across USA, Europe, Philippines, and India. Our objective is to ensure that customers get what they need and what they want at all times. So we collaborate with all our employees and provide them the technical training at any given time. Okay, so as a result, there's a tremendous amount of transparency and collaboration amongst all our fellow employees to provide quality of our services to our customers.
So how does Lumina Datamatics actually integrate sustainability and ESG principles into your operations, and how important is it for your clients?
So ESG is, the whole world is moving towards ESG. All our customers are moving towards ESG, and Lumina Datamatics is no different. We are going green in every way possible. We are reducing our carbon footprint. We are already aligned to the science-based target initiatives. A lot of our ESG and CSR initiatives go hand in hand to ensure that we meet our ESG requirements as well as our CSR initiatives.
Now, digital content is evolving very, very rapidly. What are the innovations that you at your firm are looking at over the next coming years?
Lumina Datamatics will continuously invest in technology. So we will keep pace with the industry, keep pace with the customer requirements, and ensure that we provide them the services they require through technology.
Now, there is a lot of worry, Samir, around the fact that AI will take away jobs. Do you feel that it's realistic, or maybe perhaps do you think it's exaggerated?
Well, AI is the buzzword right now. A lot of the players in the industry are using AI to a large extent. However, we will use AI responsibly. So therefore, while we use technology and AI, we will at the same time ensure that our fellow employees are constantly trained and cross-trained so that they move up the value chain. So there will be no loss of jobs, but there will be increased efficiency and increased value that each person provides.
Right, Samir, it was wonderful talking to you. Thank you very much for joining us on NDTV Profit.
Thank you so much.
Hello and welcome to VoiceWhat presents the great business story transforming India in association with NDTV Profit. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. Comviva has grown from a mobility pioneer into a global digital platforms company powering payments, messaging and data-driven services for telecoms, banks and enterprises. Today, through its AI-led Comviva 2.0 vision, it enables seamless digital financial experiences for over 2 billion users worldwide. And joining us today on NDTV Profit is Mr. Rajesh Chandiramani. He's the CEO of Comviva. Rajesh, thank you very much for speaking to us on NDTV Profit.
It's my pleasure, Nupur, to be on this show and happy to answer all your questions.
Right, so let's begin at how would you describe Comviva's journey so far, and tell us a bit more about the early mobility days where you started off, and then how have you transformed over the years into this global digital ecosystem?
Yes, sure. So Nupur, if you see, Comviva used to be Bharti Telesoft. This was the product company which Mr. Sunil Bharti Mittal envisaged and visioned to become the product company from India. And pretty much started with the first customer to be Bharti Airtel as the first customer. And we pretty much did everything in messaging. So pretty much build all the platforms grounds up, serving hundreds of millions of customers for Bharti Airtel. And that vision brought us into the messaging space. Eventually, we became a dominant value-added services player, providing messaging services to telcos across content, short messaging, voice messaging, so the complete messaging portfolio. That's where it started. And when Airtel decided to buy the African operations of Zain Telecom, that's when we actually grew beyond India. So we were serving all the telcos in India as a dominant messaging player. We then expanded our reach into Africa, and the very first product in Africa which we built was wallet. Because Africa is predominantly people who don't have credit scores, who are down bottom of the pyramid, and Airtel was serving these hundreds of millions of customers. So that's where we built. The second vertical of Comviva, which is the FinTech vertical, serves more than 400 million underprivileged end users in Africa and Middle East. And that's where the product started. The second phase of the growth happened when Comviva went out in Australia and bought a MarTech company called Imagine, which had a dominant market share within the Australia and New Zealand market, serving the telcos like the Optus, TPG. Those days it used to be Vodafone Australia. Those were the operators we were serving, and then we took that MarTech position as a dominant MarTech position in telcos across the globe. So, today as we stand, we have 4 verticals, and we have had the journey from being a Bharti Telesoft to a Mahindra Comviva, and now Comviva. We serve about 150 telcos, 40 odd banks, present across 100 countries, and a digital platform player enabling the telcos and the banks ecosystem.
So basically you work across continents, you work with banks, you work with enterprises, you work with telecom operators. Of course, that's where you started off from. Now, for a general viewer who's sitting right now in his living room, what does Comviva actually power in their everyday lives? Also, what are the challenges that you witness from consumers as such?
So if you look at a modern consumer today, okay, everyone is used to a rich digital experience. I mean, we all use Flipkarts, Amazon, services, and it's, especially with quick commerce, you see it's just on the click of a button. So that's the kind of user experience the retail is giving us. Telcos still seem to be left behind because their focus traditionally has been on building networks and serving what was telco products. Now telcos envisage themselves as the predominant commodity or service in the hands of the customer, right? No Flipkart, Uber or Amazon can be successful if we don't have a telco serving the client, because everything is connected. Now that rich user experience is what Comviva is delivering for telcos across the globe, whether it is in LATAM, Mexico, America, Europe, Australia, India, where we are digitizing the user experience for telcos, creating marketplaces for them, creating products which are beyond telco and are able to bundle it and improve the quality of life of a consumer by consuming more and more services in a digital way. When I look at bank, I think digital banking, India has taken a lead, and we are predominantly working with some of the top banks as well here, both in the experience layer, the digital experience layer, and also when it comes to embedded payments. I mean, India has taken a big lead when it comes to embedded payments. The UPIs, and the world is following it. And I think Comviva plays a very, very strong role in digitizing the banks and embedding embedded payment scheme.
So you stepped into this role a while ago. What were the significantly big shifts that you have brought into the company, and how would you look at unlocking its next phase of growth?
So good question, because I've been in this job now for just about 6 or 7 quarters, and it's been very satisfying and fulfilling because we are growing better than most of the technology platform companies globally. When I walked into the job, I think one of the big challenges was the customers had our products. They loved the products, but we were not future ready. I mean, the products were not on cloud, we were not on the SaaS journey, AI was at the periphery. So last 7-8 quarters, we have actually worked very hard in making the platforms AI first, leveraging the agentic capability which we have in technology. We already had some of our products cloud ready. Now we have 100% of our platforms which is cloud ready, and we are going in the SaaS journey. If all goes well, I think we'll become one of the most predominant SaaS company from India. So making SaaS products in India and taking it to globe. And today I operate to about 200 customers across the globe in 100 countries. So that's the kind of impact we are trying to create with our platforms and technology.
All right, now of course across the globe, we'll talk about that a little later, but tell us, how do you see Comviva actually contributing to India's digital and financial transformation? You do make in India at this point in time and then take it abroad, but at home, how do you see your company enhancing the way that Indians actually use mobile services?
So look, we have been working with the Indian mobile ecosystem past 26 years. Okay, we started with Airtel. We pretty much captured the complete space on the messaging front, on the digital experience front, on the products front. I think we continue to do that at scale. I think our partnership with some of the hyperscalers like AWS, Microsoft, and Google Cloud is helping us scale up those technologies even bigger and instant. We are learning a lot from these hyper technology companies and bringing in some of the best platforms which even the world is yet to experience in India. I mean, we predominantly work with all 3 operators here, Airtel, Jio, and a Vodafone Idea. We also work with media companies. So we are just bringing in the digital layer on top of what traditional telcos used to be and helping them transform from being a pure telecom commodity company to a digital technology company.
You're also quite big in emerging markets, as we were earlier speaking about. Now, you are building from India and you are servicing and trying to solve problems in Africa, the Middle East, Latin America, where you're also quite big. So what are the experiences and the learnings that you're bringing back from those markets back into India?
So I think, first of all, we are very unique because we were born in India and we grew in emerging world, and now we are creating a dominant position in the growth markets, and that's where the focus of growth is. I think what comes in from that part of the world is, of course, the pace at which the services get consumed by the consumers, the openness which the consumers over there have, the maturity. I think from a technology perspective, India has taken a lead already, and we are proud that we are a part of India ecosystem, the digital ecosystem, and serving the globe. I think India needs more and more of Comviva, because that's how India will become the Silicon Valley of the world, and no more California, the Silicon Valley. So we are trying our best to bring in the best of the experiences from both worlds together and build digital platforms of future.
Absolutely. Now, to sum it all up, of course, we've understood that you brought about a transformation as far as AI is concerned, but give us a bit more of an idea about what your growth strategy is going to look like, and what are the aspects that you will be focusing on to be able to increase revenues for Comviva?
Good question, because we are on our strategy redefinition month. December is when we sit down together and define the strategy. So look, when I walked in, we started with Comviva 2.0. Comviva 2.0 was all about expanding into markets where we don't exist. And we have seen a phenomenal success. Customers love the technology we are bringing in because A, it has scale, it has delivered value, it's very competitive in price, and we are able to demonstrate a unique capability on the digital. And India has got a lead on digital anyways. So we are able to get that respect in the market. So that journey of expanding in growth market with 2.0 was successful. We sat down last December and we said, what do we now scale up? Because we set targets and we are achieving them. How do we overset the target? So we came back and we came up with something called Horizon 2.0. Now Horizon 2.0 has two pegs. One is building products which are beyond our comfort zone. So we are getting into other industries like retail, travel transport. We've just won a very large contract with a customer called UPS in America, which is just a diversification beyond the traditional banking and telco where we have been operating. So we have got into logistics. We want to get into travel logistics. We want to get into retail. We want to get into CPG. And that's where we will be building platforms. Again, build in India, take it to the world. And those are my strategy on Horizon 2.0.
Rajesh, it was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much for joining us on NDTV Profit, and we wish you all the very best.
Thank you very much, Nupur, for your time and your patience. Thank you.